Shining Light family, welcome back to my channel. How are y'all today, beautiful people? Today I want to touch bases on a topic that has become a huge epidemic in our country. But it's hit so hard to me because it's happened in a city that I used to live in. And I just want to shed light on this topic because people don't seem to take this seriously. And in my opinion, this is only my opinion only and not a fact, but I believe that 95% of women and children that go missing are part of human trafficking. Now, although we may not find them and they end up, being passed away, but a lot of that has to do with the drugs and the violence that come along with that. So today, I just want to touch bases on this topic that happened in my city. But if you would, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment down below if you would like for me to cover a topic or a story of yours to help advocate for you. I'm trying to advocate for the missing, the lost, bullying, suicide, depression. I want to advocate for all of that. So if you have anything that you would like for me to discuss or do research on and bring stuff more to the light, just leave it down below and I'll be more glad to do so. Also, if you want to help towards my channel, if you don't mind donating, my PayPal link is down below in the description box. So let's go ahead and get started. Little Rock Hotel ignored sex trafficking, suit says. Employees of a Little Rock hotel were silent when victims of sex trafficking screamed. Ignored women who walked by each day with fresh bruises and gave traffickers exclusive access to an entire floor to the building, according to a lawsuit filed Friday. Now, this all began October 6th, 2019 of this year. The lawsuit filed in Pulaski County Circuit Court is the first in Arkansas to claim civil liability against the hospitality organization over alleged human trafficking activities. Similar civil lawsuits have been filed in other states but are still relatively new in the U.S. The first lawsuit in the United States alleging a hotel neglected human trafficking victims was filed in March in Ohio. Attorneys Meredith Moore and Lauren Manette with Rainwater, Holt and Sexton law firm filed the lawsuit on behalf of an unnamed plaintiff, Jane Doe, against Sri Janasha LLC and 7 Star Hotels Group, Inc., former owners of the Quality Inn and Suites at 6100 Mitchell Drive. Over the past year and a half, Manette and Moore have interviewed numerous survivors of human trafficking. Some of the women are plaintiffs in upcoming litigation. These are victims of sexual assault, sexual exploitation, Moore said. These women were forced, held against their will, kidnapped, and being forced to perform sexual acts with strangers. A trafficker kept Doe in the hotel from May to July of 2014, the suit contends. She was raped by 10 to 12 people a day on the 4th floor of the building. And the money the customers paid to have sex with Doe was given to the trafficker, according to the lawsuit. These women, including minors, were being held against their will. These are not prostitutes, Moore said. I think that's a huge misconception. People look at human trafficking and there's a stigma about it, and that has to change. Between 2007 and 2017, the National Human Trafficking Hotline received 34,700 sex trafficking reports, according to the Polaris Project, which operates the nationwide hotline. Doe said in the filing that she was beaten and choked several times a week by her trafficker, and said that she screamed when the trafficker assaulted her. Hotel managers and employees never called 911 to report the screaming, nor did they ever intercede, the suit alleged. This goes back to me saying this. If you see something, say something. These people sat back all these years, all these workers that come and gone, sit back and watched and listened to this stuff being done to these women and did nothing. Nothing at all. They just sat back and watched them. And I feel like all of their asses need to go to jail. Every last one of them. Lock their asses up. Doe said the fourth floor of the hotel was used exclusively for human trafficking, and that she was among dozens of women, some of whom were minors, held captive there. That fourth floor was solely being used for the purpose of trafficking, Moore said. Doe also said that the traffickers entered and exited the hotel through side entrances and were given their own key cards to access the building at any time. Now, you know, for them to be having a whole floor to themselves and having key card and access to the building at any time, you know that hotel is getting money too. I don't care what they say. They're getting paid too. The phones on the fourth floor were disconnected, preventing any of the women from calling for help, the suit said. The traffickers controlled when housekeepers were allowed to clean rooms on the fourth floor, the suit said. And loud music played on the floor all day and all night. I'm telling y'all, they got paid. Doe said in the suit that whenever she walked past the front desk, workers, managers, and other staff members would put their heads down and looked away, even when she was clearly injured. Again, you see something, say something. They could have saved all these women and these little girls. These little girls that could have been our daughters, our nieces. They could have been anybody to us. Manat said that even though it is not yet clear whether the hotel management or workers directly profited from the trafficking trade, the hotel certainly benefited from having the fourth floor rented out every day and night for months. Oh, you can best believe your bottom dollar that they benefited and they got paid. The proof is in the pudding. Who else is going to let people like this roam their damn hotel, hog up a whole floor, and have these women walking around with bruises and brutally beaten and severely raped and drugged out of their mind? Even these little girls. Who does that? Who turns the cheek? Unless you're not getting money for it. That's why I said money over humanity in this case. Well, in any case that deals with human and organ trafficking. I can guarantee you that. The hotel certainly benefited from having the fourth floor rented out every day and night for months. The lawsuit claims the hotel management failed to inspect rooms, to monitor unregistered guests entering and exiting the building, to implement security measures that would preclude the exploitation of minors and adults, and failed to properly train employees on the signs of human trafficking. The filing also alleges that hotel workers and managers never reported to police the signs of mistreatment and endangerment. Anybody bothered to tell me why that is? Leave your suggestion and opinion down in the comment section and tell me why. Little Rock police officers responded to the Quality Inn and Suites on Mitchell Drive 991 times between 2009 and 2019. Again, the police responded 991 times between 2009 and 2019. According to data provided through a Freedom of Information Act request from the police department. Among the calls were 7 prostitution reports, 2 rapes, a sexual assault, and a sexual solicitation report. Police responded to at least 68 reports of drugs and 48 disturbances at or around the hotel and made 69 warrant arrests there. There were no human trafficking reports in the data. Police responded to the hotel at least 32 times during the time that the lawsuit said Doe was held captive there. Moore said that Doe never reported her abuse to police because she was terrified of her trafficker. And I don't blame the lady. I really don't. All that was done to her, I would too. The hotel has changed hands 6 times since 2002, according to Pulaski County property records. Sri Janasha LLC purchased the hotel in 2011 and sold it to Seven Star Hotels Group, Inc. in 2015. The property has since been sold again and is undergoing renovation by the current owner, Anari LLC. Anari purchased the property in March, and co-owner Henry Patel said Friday that he was unaware of the hotel's history before purchase. Of course, they're not going to tell anybody that. You know why? Because again, it's all about money. It would depreciate the value of the hotels if he knew that. The company is not a defendant in the lawsuit. I was not aware this was happening on the 4th floor, Patel said. I'm really against it. That's all I know. Patel said he and his partner are working to ensure that all patrons are safe and protected in the hotel, which is now a Best Western. If we think they're going to do bad things in our hotel, we'd rather lose that money. I'm glad somebody would, Patel said. We won't have that here. All of my general managers and my clerks are very well trained. The lawsuit lists 4 named defendants who held upper management positions during the time Sri Janasha operated the hotel, and 5 John Doe defendants, Moore said. The John Doe defendants could be named during the discovery phase of the litigation. Both Sri Janasha and 7 Star Hotels have been dissolved. Sorry, y'all. I feel like I had a cough. According to the Arkansas Secretary of State's office, calls and messages to former managers for Sri Janasha were not returned. Of course, the guilty will not speak. The suit seeks reparations for Doe's physical and mental injuries, as it should, as well as her medical care, missed earnings, and any continuing pain or suffering resulting from the hotel manager's negligence. and as she should. Former President Bill Clinton signed the United States' first law to specifically address human trafficking in 2000 with the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. A reauthorization of that act in 2003 established the survivor's right to pursue civil litigation as well as criminal. By 2013, every state had enacted criminal penalties for human trafficking. The only 34 also have passed civil suit guidelines. According to the National Conference of State Legislators, Arkansas is one of them. A 2016 Arkansas law provides trafficking survivors with a pathway to file civil suits against anyone who causes, is responsible for, or profits from human trafficking, including businesses. Despite federal and local laws, the first civil lawsuit against a hotel only was filed in March in Ohio. The suit alleges several hotels in Ohio neglected to report obvious signs of human trafficking and indirectly profited from the criminal activity. Again, money over humanity. Similar suits have since been filed in Georgia and Tennessee as well, though none has been fully educated. Filing the first such suit in Arkansas, Minot said, comes with its own difficulties. Everything is a first trial, Minot said. It's good and bad. It's good in that there is no precedent, but it's also a little scary because we're doing things and we're not exactly sure how it's going to play out. The Rainwater, Holt and Sexton firm commonly pursues injury cases, such as vehicle accidents, wrongful death, and workers' compensation suits, which I thought was a little weird when I seen them taking this case, because I knew that's what they were into. The Jane Doe filing is somewhat out of the norm for the firm, and partner Bob Sexton said both the victim and the attorneys involved are aware that there may be no payout for pursuing the trafficking case. What we're hoping for here is societal change, Sexton said. Sexton said that when hotels are held liable for their neglect, insurance companies will begin requiring measures to prevent human trafficking. Moore said some hotel management companies provide to employees training classes on identifying sex trafficking or put up flyers describing the signs and ways to report human trafficking. Moore said the social stigma surrounding human and sex trafficking, as well as the fear of abusers and traffickers, can prevent survivors from speaking out about their abuse. In a civil suit, however, Moore said survivors can talk about what happened to them without having to face the person who abused them. Moore said that many of the women are too afraid of retribution to speak out at all. That's sad. A number of the women the law firm has interviewed have returned to their abusers and traffickers. We've had to gain a lot of trust from women who have been through both physical and mental trauma, Moore said. They're not after the money, just like we aren't. They're after making the change. And I think that's very important. Our clients are just as invested in the case as, if not more, than we are. Moore said traffickers often target vulnerable populations, including children and impoverished people. So remember that, people. They often target vulnerable populations, including children and impoverished people. Often, Moore said the trafficker will get the victim addicted to drugs before or while enslaving them. If a trafficked person escapes the captor or is released, the victim may still face addiction, poverty, and the continued effects of the trauma. Moore and Manette said that in the years since her abuse, Doe has gotten a job, sought treatment, and wants to live a normal life with her child. See, this lady had a child that she was taken away from. All them years her child was without her. That's just sad. She is one of the most knowledgeable survivors we have talked to, Moore said, and one of the most severely abused, Manette added. The stories she has told us are the most severe stories we've heard. She is really strong. Moore, a former deputy prosecuting attorney for Pulaski County, primarily focused on domestic violence, abuse, and sexual assault cases, and said she is well acquainted with the difficulties of pursuing suits like the one filed Friday. Manette, however, said she is somewhat new to sexual violence cases. Once you learn about it, it is shocking and appalling, Manette said. You want to do anything you can to try to stop it. Can we please, guys, please spread awareness? That's why I want y'all to share this video so we can spread awareness into our communities. We have to protect one another because if nobody else is, we damn sure got to. We don't want to be taken away from our children, nor do we want our children taken away from us and fall victim into this epidemic called human trafficking. So people, let's choose humanity over money. Let's share this video. Please share this video. Let's get the word out. I'm here to advocate for everybody who is scared to have a voice or doesn't have a voice and wants to be heard. Let me do that for you. Anything you want to talk about, discuss, or you would like for me to do some research on and put out into the community to spread awareness, please leave it down in the comment section. And again, if you would like to donate to my channel to help build my channel, my PayPal link will be down in the description below. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't. Let's get this organ trafficking and this human trafficking awareness out so that it can become, so there's no more statistics about it. Let's drop the statistics. And let's not fall victim. Always be aware of your surroundings. Always make sure you have something with you, like mace or pepper spray or a knife or something. Hell, I carry a wooden Louisville Slugger bat in my car. You know, let's not be a victim, guys. Thank you, Shining Light family. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.